Hello again, YouTube. This is going to be a very difficult video for me to make because there's so much crap to talk about here, and I really can't demonstrate much of it just sitting here by myself. So I'm going to try and explain all the points as best I can, and I may need to make some other videos after this with either a friend or my brother to actually demonstrate what I'm talking about visually. So this is going to be possibly a series, but the main point is about self-defense against knives and how much of it is just a myth, it's ridiculous, and how the vast majority of the techniques and stuff that you're taught and that you may think you know about knife fights will get you killed. Now, the first thing is there is a very deeply embedded mentality in American culture about how knife fights work and how they happen, especially in the defensive classes, self-defense courses, schools, whatever. YouTube instructors even. Now the problem is, because of this deeply embedded mentality, we address knife fights from that mentality. We already believe that's going to work a certain way, and then we train to deal with that instead of actually addressing how they really work and happen. And the problem is that this mentality is based on myths. It's extremely prevalent in every movie you see about a guy fighting with knives. It's visible in books, in manuals, in military manuals. And every video that, well, not every, there are guys who do know their shit, but the vast majority of videos I've seen on YouTube that I was taught myself in the martial arts I took, which sucked, by the way, karate. Cheap shit, not a real school. Even the stuff they taught me in boot camp was all based on the myths of how they work and look. So I'm going to briefly explain what we generally believe knife fights work like, and then why that's not actually true. And there's four general ideas that are complete nonsense that has become so deeply embedded in our perception of knife fights that we actually think it's true. The first thing is, how does the guy attack you with a knife? What's he look like holding the knife? How does he hold it? What's he do with it? What we generally think of from movies and what manuals, let me just move this over here a bit. Yep. From those manuals and movies, what we generally think a knife attacker is going to do is he's going to be holding the knife out in his hand in front of you. He's going to be waving it around in front or holding it out like this in a ready, aggressive stance, right? He's going to be brandishing the knife. Then he's going to attack you with a knife. He's either going to swing it or charge you and stab it. And then he's not going to use this hand. He never attacks you with his support hand, his empty hand. He doesn't resist. When you look at the knife techniques that are taught, yeah, wrist locks and all of that stuff, you just grab it and throw it, right? But he never fights back. He doesn't push back. He doesn't pull away from your grip. He doesn't do anything. When he stabs, he will hold his arm out for, like, say, half a second or something, for, letting you grab it and work on it. It's just going to hang there as if it's paralyzed. And then this arm is going to be also paralyzed the whole time. He doesn't do that shit. And with that kind of knife attack, or what that lets you to do, is it lets you, since his movements are so predictable, you just wait for him to swing or stab, and then you grab his arm, and then you knock the knife away, or you twist his wrist out, and all sorts of judo techniques and stuff to throw him to the ground or get the knife out of his hand and stop him. And everything that is commonly taught about knife defense works on these concepts. I mean, you know, the X block, say, is coming down. You go, grab him, then you grab his arm and throw him. Or underneath, all sorts of things. What's a knife attacker actually gonna do when he knows what he's doing? I mean, obviously, not all people know what they're doing, but what's he actually do? This knife hand, if I'm trying to kill you with this knife, well, first things first, and I'll talk about that later. There's different types of knife attack, but if he's shown the knife and he's about to attack you, what he's actually going to do? This knife is going to be held down by my ribs, back here, where you can't get at it. This hand, my empty hand, is what's going to be out in front. You can't grab this. It's down by my side. Then I'm going to charge you like a pissed off bull. I'm not going to just swing or stab. No, I'm going to fucking charge you. And then I'm going to slap you in the face with my empty hand. Now, if I connect, your vision's obstructed, this goes into you. If I don't connect, you're going to block this or dodge this. You block this, your arm's up, you're exposed, this is going to go into you. You dodge it, I'm going to keep charging you, keep backpedaling you, and keep slapping at your face until I have that opening to get this into you. Now, I'm going to try and show this in another video, but when that happens, that mad prison yard style rush, it is virtually impossible to defend against. It's insanely difficult. You're trying to stop him from hitting your face with this. You're trying to get at him while this is way back, just ready to go into you. And you're busy with one hand. You can't stop both of these. When he stabs at you with this, or when I stab at you with this, it's not going to be, ugh, and then just wait for you to grab the arm. No, it's going to retract, go back, retract, go back. It's going to be repeated, fast thrusting. And that is also extremely difficult to stop. I mean, you slap the arm away, it just comes right back. You try and grab at the arm, it just pulls back. You can't grab the wrist and hold on to it. Now, I'm going to demonstrate this in a video, but try this with your buddies. Grab a guy's wrist on the outside. Watch this. Wrenches it out. On the inside. Wrenches it out. It's impossible to hold on to a wrist with one arm. That leverage that he can just wrench with will get that knife out every single time. And what's even more dangerous is if you've gotten him on the arm. And remember, when you grab the arm, he's still fighting with his hand. This hand's going to go to your throat. It's going to go to your face. So if you grab with both hands, this is just going to get right on you and you're fucked. If you grab with one hand, then this is going to start fighting and he's still going on with this hand. Now, if you're holding on to this, what you've done is you have locked yourself into him, and you've actually given him the advantage. Because while you're holding him, it's the same principle as if he was holding you. You're now close together, you can't back off, because if you let go of this hand, I'm going to stab you. And if you don't let go of this hand, I'm going to do one of two things. My empty hand is either going to be going for your face, or my empty hand will grab your hand, the hand that's holding my wrist, and then twist it, and use that leverage to get this into you. Or otherwise, slap it away and get it into you. I mean, hold a guy's hand and let him slap that hand down. This is going to get torn off. Grab it, twist it, whatever. It is impossible to defend yourself hand to hand against a knife attacker who knows what he's doing because of those reasons. What I highly recommend that you do is, listening to these principles, you give a Sharpie to your friend and have him actually try and kill you with a Sharpie. None of the silly stuff that you see on YouTube videos where the guy just stands there and lets you take the knife away from him. Have him freaking charge you. Have him do everything he can. Have him hit you, and then see how different that is from actual